Today on the 50-pound brain, we change out the tie rod ends. That's the last disassembly thing we have to do. Then everything after this is all assembly. Vivian will be running free sooner than we know it. And we got lights in the GarageMahal. I'll show you that too. So stick around. We're in the generator. Now we're going to check these babies at night. Let's see. Alright, hit it, man. There's no bulb in that. Ooh. Yeah, man. Woohoo! Here, you hold Henry a minute for a second. So the first thing we do, just to get a good driveway alignment on it, is we're going to mark this, just pick an arbitrary number, in this case 7 inches. So 7 inches from the center of the tie rod, I'm going to place a mark on my tape. And so I don't forget what my measurement is. So now I can unscrew this and I can screw the new one on and get it back to 7 inches, and it'll be good enough to get it to a tire shop or wherever to get a real alignment on it when I'm done. We're going to do that on both sides, but I'm going to do this one side for the video, and I'm not going to record it again twice. So now we just got to get this loose and get this thing unscrewed. So I'm pretty sure this is probably an OEM tie rod end, and yeah, the boot is just smoked on it. It actually steered okay, had a little bit of wiggle to it, but nothing severe. This car drove fantastic, considering all the things that have fallen apart as I was removing them, or just shown themselves to be way past their service life. So kudos to Vivian for holding it together this. Here's something I haven't had to do in a while, and that is resurrect a ball joint, or yeah, this is basically a ball joint. But one thing I try to do before I install these things is make sure they move freely. I don't want to have a stiff steering. And this one was pretty darn stiff. So we're going to try and force some grease down in here in the boot area. With this old syringe. Just look at that. Look how hard that is. Okay. another attempt at this. Okay. It's acting like it's full down in there now. Maybe with some driving it'll loosen up. I don't know. Now I just got to get this ring back on. Now I know you get all this loosened up to where everything threads real nice. The guy that does your front end alignment is going to really appreciate you. Let's see where we are. Almost. We're 7.5. You know what? That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Oop, sorry. Always gotta hose it with the anti-seize. Okay. Let's check it again, just to make sure. Yep, that looks good. Okay, let's move on to the other side. Okay, so the only thing that's kind of not super desirable about this whole situation is these tie rod ends are two different manufacturers. So this one, the left, has a castle nut and a cotter pin. The right one had a lock nut. So, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you shop from Rock Auto. So, oh man, this one's just a stiff. Oh, there we go. This one at least can see some grease in it. The other one I couldn't, so that's why we ended up shooting grease in it. So I think it's just a matter of it sitting around. Okay. Put the driver's side the same way we did passenger side. I'm not going to show it to you again because you already saw what has to happen. And the reason I can do that is because it had a really good front end alignment before we took these off. This is the only adjustable angle on the front end anymore on these cars is toe in. Camber and caster are set by all the parts. You can make them adjustable, but from the factory they're set. So we are good to go. Go install this, and then we can start assembling the steering knuckles and struts and axles and all that mess. Because once I get axles put in, then we can put fluid in the transmission. Then we can run it for a length of time. And once we get everything put back together, we can go drive this and jump stuff and see how the landings are now. Okay, so here's one of those mid-year change instances I was talking about. This axle is held into the hub by this giant nut. The axles that came off of Vivian were held in with a bolt. So this did not fit on Vivian. This didn't fit into the bearing. I wouldn't have cared if this, you know, one side had a nut holding it in, the other side had a bolt holding it in. Didn't matter. But this did not fit in the wheel bearing. So I'm working the return to Rock Auto, which they specified in there. You know, it's all my fault. They specified in the pull-down menu which one to order, and I ordered the wrong one. So, my bad. We'll see if I get full credit on this bad boy, because I attempted to install it. So we'll see. Vivian is alive again. I'm sitting in Vivian right now, and you can't even hear her running. This engine runs great. She got a new lease on life now. She runs good, but I still have to change the ignition module connectors. I just got the text from the Jungle website, said that they're sorry, but it's going to take a little longer than they thought. So I don't know, does that seem to be happening to you as well? But she runs good. And AC still works. Everything seems to still work. So I'm very happy, although it took longer than I wanted. I'm very happy with how this came out. We're in the generator. Now we're going to check these babies at night. Let's see. All right, hit it, man. There's no bulb in that. Yeah, man. Woohoo! Light is just busting out of it.